One really simple tool that we're going to share with you now before we wrap up is a couple of really powerful questions, which we actually went through this process for Adam, and it was really, really powerful. And we share it with our clients all the time, and they have a really powerful experience with it as well. So if you're really struggling with loving yourself and you have no idea where to start with these questions. So ask yourself, number one, what is great about you?
And write it down.
Write it down.
Write down as many things as you possibly can.
You can even do this with your partner if you feel comfortable, and it's quite healing if you do it with your partner. We did it together.
Yeah.
But definitely at least do it with yourself, and just notice how you feel when you ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
What's great about me? Like when I asked Adam that, what's great about you? He literally, this was at the beginning of his journey, he was like, oh. And he was struggling to find greatness in himself. And this is what we were talking about in the beginning. If you don't believe there's greatness in you, then nobody else will. If you don't see it in you, then nobody else will see it in you. This is where self-love comes from. And Adam had been looking for his greatness in other people.
Yeah. Or other things, other opportunities, or
not in himself.
Yeah.
So, it brought up emotion for Adam. And then he was like, okay, I obviously really need to go into this, because Adam is not an emotional guy. He doesn't get upset easily. And it's a pretty simple question, but it speaks straight to your heart and your soul, and you feel it. You feel that feeling of like, that doesn't feel good, that I'm struggling to answer that question. So start with that. And it's okay if you find it hard. Just ask yourself again and write down whatever comes up. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just put some things down. Because this is part of your self-love muscle. You will do it again and again and again to build it. And the second question is, what do you love about yourself? Again, Adam really struggled with this. He was like,
I think for both of them, I could only think of maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
And even then probably took 10 minutes to come up with.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Yeah. So if you're finding them hard, it's because your self-love is really low. Your level is, really low.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, but you can improve it. And this is a great place to start. Number 3, what do you appreciate about yourself? Really important. Most people are used to practicing gratitude these days, but it's very highly unlikely that you put yourself on your gratitude list. Really, I remember one day when I asked Adam, like, are you on your gratitude list? And he was like, what? No. I was like, well, aren't you grateful for you? He was really confused by it. I was like, well, the thing is, without you, everything else you're grateful for can't happen. Like, you must be grateful for yourself first. You're the one showing up, doing this life, this crazy life.
You're a piece of the puzzle.
Without you, there is nothing else to be grateful for. So make sure you're on the list. And if you're not on the list yet, just acknowledge that. Like, wow, I don't even appreciate myself. Maybe you're like the old me, still recovering me, like super hard on myself. So hard on myself. So many women have, embraced this not healthy way of being so hard on ourselves. We've been raised by hard parents who were very critical, very cold, not loving. And then we just got harder on ourselves. And that's not the answer. We need love to change. We don't need to be punished. We don't need to be harder on ourselves. We need more love. And so do our partners. We need to give that to ourselves and each other. And you know that you deserve love, and that nothing really is required outside of you to be loved. Because this is the last question I want you to answer. I want you to think about the people in your life. So your children, your partner, friends, family, whoever. Just think about some of those people. Why do you love them? Think about why you love those people. I highly doubt that the first thing that comes to mind is that they're perfect, they have X, Y, and Z, they do X, Y, and Z, they're people pleasers, they do everything I want. Like, it won't be those things. It won't be because they're perfect. I don't love Adam because he's perfect. Like, I love his imperfections. That was actually weirdly, that's what we're often attracted to. I was attracted to the opposite things that I weren't in me that were in him. And that'll be the same for you. You'll either be attracted to the opposite, or there'll be something about who they are, and it's normally a vulnerable thing about them that you then can connect to. So something they've been through and overcome, or that they're really loving and compassionate, or they have a quality that you aspire to have in you, like being really loving and calm and compassionate, or something like that. It will not be because of any of those things you thought you needed to be in the beginning. So that's why the truth is, you don't need to be any of those things either, because that's not what your friends or loved ones would say about you. So it's just another way of thinking about it, and realizing that, wow, I really don't need to be all of that in order to be loved. I just need to believe I'm lovable, and then that allows you to just be you. That allows you to authentically be you, and then you can be loved for being who you are. And that's really all you can be. So yeah, I'd love to know how you go with those questions. So definitely let us know. Either write it in the comments or send us a message. It can be quite tough for some people, so definitely check in with us.
Yeah.
And the final step is really the easiest. Once you've done all of that, all you need to do is to start to take action.
Yeah.
Just small shifts every day, 1% action.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just decide that you want to build your self-love and take action.
Yeah, you don't have to change everything. You don't have to, book in all these appointments. Like, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
And that is not what is going to really shift your self-love. Like Adam and I said, it's something we work on every day, but we work on the 1%, because otherwise we can't do it every day. If I tried to get myself to 10 every single day, to last like weeks and months, I'd have to do like so many things in a day to get there. But if it's just 1%, then I can get there. So like we said, I think it was in step 2, like getting clear about how you want to feel about yourself and your self-love. Like, start to define that in words. Like, do you want to feel compassionate towards yourself? Do you want to have unconditional love for yourself? Do you want to have acceptance for yourself? Get clear on whatever those things are, and then decide on a 1% action that you can take to meet that need. Get clear on what those needs are for you. Do you have a need of feeling more supported? Like, get clear on what it is for you, and then take the 1% action. And some examples of this, it can be this simple. I just want you to realize how simple it can be to meet your needs and to give yourself what you need and to build your self-love. It literally might be to acknowledge and validate how you feel, to just validate your feelings. So the 1% thing you could do is to actually feel your feelings when they come up. Don't suppress them. Just feel them. Let them go through your body. Take yourself off to the toilet, or in the shower at night, or in the car. Go and feel your feelings. Just don't suppress them. That's a 1% action that can make massive shifts.
Yeah.
Like ripples of massive shifts for yourself, your relationship, and in your life. Incredible. If you want to have more self-acceptance, you could do one of the, like what we shared, you could look in the mirror and create some I am statements, and look at yourself in the eye and say, I am enough. I am lovable. I accept myself. Do that in the morning as you're doing your teeth. 1% will make a massive difference. And if you do it first thing in the morning, it really does set the tone for the day. And you can make these your own. There's really no right or wrong way. If it's support that you really need, why don't you do that 1% action? Book the kids into daycare one day. Ask for help. Be open to receiving help. Give yourself permission to have time on your own without feeling guilty.
Yep.
Like, these are all 1% things that you can 100% do. And the more you start to do it, the easier it becomes, the more you want to do it. And you can build on it from there. But start small. From experience, you need to start small.
You do. Yeah. And the very first thing for me was just making a decision, or acknowledging first that I didn't have any self-love, and then deciding that I wanted to build it, because it was important that I felt like I was overflowing so that I could give to Aston and the kids. And Aston helped me to realize that was going to impact our entire relationship and our whole life. So that decision was the first step. And then it was starting to ask, what are the things I need to give myself? The more self-care aspects.
Yeah.
And for me, there was some breath work in there. There was some meditation in there. There was some exercise, and and just feeling my feelings. I hadn't felt my feelings for so long.
Your need was to acknowledge how you felt.
Yeah, I had feelings and I needed to feel them. I've just been suppressing them.
Yeah.
And didn't know how to tune into them.
Yeah.
So
and breath work, meditation helped
with that. Breath work was a huge one, because that really quickly shuts down your conscious mind. And then when you're in your subconscious, there's no filters. So you immediately, the feelings just come up. Yeah. And for me, I could just burst into tears, or I could release that anger and those suppressed emotions so easily. So if you feel like you've got suppressed emotions, that's one really powerful tool you could look into. And if you're really interested in it, send us a DM and I can send you some resources on that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you literally, once you know where your level of self-love is, that you want to improve it, you then ask yourself what your needs are. You will work out the how to meet those needs.
Yeah, so don't worry about the how.
The how is so easy. Everyone likes to start with the how. Bad idea. Start with the how and you'll never do it.
Start with the intention.
Start with the intention. Start with where you currently are at, where you want to go to, and what your needs are. Just connect to that. Super simple. And, start with 1 or 2 needs. Don't overwhelm yourself. It's like a muscle. The more you do it, you build it, the easier it becomes. And I don't have to tell Adam to meet his needs anymore. He's been doing it long enough now that he can see the feedback. You'll see the feedback in your life. You'll start to feel better in yourself. You'll want to work out. You'll have energy to actually eat better. And, so you actually just see the impact reflected back to you.
Yeah.
You see the results, and then you want to keep doing it because you're like, wow,
it feels so good. It's addictive.
Yeah. That one thing that I do, which is just love myself, has all of these positive benefits, and it's helping all these areas of my life. So I'm just going to keep doing it because it's one thing that I can actually control. I can actually control looking after myself and loving myself. That's the one thing we really can control. And it can have a positive impact on everything else. So it's really powerful. We have loved sharing this with you guys today. And for once,
let us know. You're actually almost
been on time, which is a miracle.
Let us know if you've enjoyed it, guys. Drop a comment down below, or
let us know.
Love to hear your
and if you're watching the
feedback.
Replay, let us know. And honestly, we've just scratched the surface. This is a huge, important piece.
Yeah.
That's why we want to share it with you. But there is so much more support we can give you to really build on this in yourself and in your relationship. So if you're really disconnected from that woman inside of you, ladies, if you feel like I don't have any love for myself, there's no time for me, I don't even know who I am anymore. So many women say that to me, since becoming a mum, I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
But I know there's I'm resentful and angry and frustrated. So I know there's something more for me. How do I find that? And it's within you. It's 100% within you, but you most likely need some help and support to get there. I needed it. All the women I work with say the same thing. So we'll put some links below. If it's a woman who wants to get that support, the Worthy Woman program is a beautiful place for you to be nourished, to feel what you need to feel, to reconnect to that woman inside of yourself. I only have a small amount of space and capacity for these. So if you are interested, book in a call or send me a message so that I can send you the details, because I don't have a lot of spots until the end of the year. And then if you're in a relationship, if you want to improve the love in your relationship and you really want to take your relationship to the next level, then the Ignite and Unite relationship program is where you will find everything that you need to know about communication, intimacy, connection, love, trust, literally everything that we learn on our journey. We went on a massive self-love journey, a massive relationship journey, and now we're sharing that to really fast track your journey so that it's not as time consuming, not as expensive, not as exhausting and draining, and not as lonely. That's really why we do this. That's why we share it. We were really lonely on our journeys.
It's true. And life's so short. We none of us know how long we've got. And why waste years, or even some couples last their entire life, but decades or years, going through these same patterns and living with resentment, living with a lack of communication and connection with your partner, when that's the one thing that's meant to give you all of the love and fulfillment in your life. Why live like that? Just get the support now, and then you can live a happier, more fulfilling life.
It's so sad.
It is.
It's really sad. It breaks my heart because we get it, we get into these relationships because we love this person, and then we end up literally treating them worse than we would treat a stranger. It's like, you know, and we're speaking from experience. Like 3 years ago, we got to that place. So we're not judging you. It was, I'm really just having like embarrassment flashbacks of like, how bad it was, but also just grateful for where we are now, you know, and absolutely. That you don't have to, like, divorce doesn't have, we thought divorce was the only answer. That isn't the only answer. Sometimes it works. In some cases it's needed 100%, but there is a lot that we're not taught. There is a lot that we're not taught about love. There is a lot of unhealthy stuff that we learn, and then we just go and recreate that. And so it's really not our fault why we end up in these positions. It's I really want to make that clear, that it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to do the healing. And that's what we needed to acknowledge for ourselves. It wasn't our fault that we got to that place, but we had to take responsibility and do the healing. Do the healing for ourselves, like work on ourselves, work on our relationships so that it could actually work. It's like, it's crazy. It's like we just expect it to work itself out, or like, you know, just wait and surely it will get better, you know, with time, or like it doesn't, you know.
And what we find from a lot of the couples we work with is they have these aha moments throughout their programs, where something just drops for them, it just lands, and it creates a massive shift which just impacts everything in their life, and their love and connection goes through the roof.
So powerful,
because the understanding of the differences in men and women, and these different ways to communicate and connect, and little, so many strategies we share and so much information on different topics, but all of it can help you to make these little shifts, which can end up being huge shifts in your life.
Because it literally happens in moments. So you can be breaking through in a conversation. I have, like, we do one-to-one support as well. So I have voice notes with clients, and they have breakthroughs in voice notes. Like I love it. It's amazing. Like we have a few voice notes, and then they're like, oh my God, like that's just completely shattered that belief. Like I had no idea, like this is incredible. And it's mind blowing. It's crazy. Like, you know, it's incredible what we can do now. Like we do everything online. So, you know, you don't have to leave your life. You can add it into your life, and you can be making this progress in your life every single day. Which is, we love being a part of. It's such an honor, and we get to work with amazing clients. So I'm really, really fortunate. But it's
another thing incredible. Too, it is, all of our programs are self-paced too.
Yes.
So we've designed them to sort of fit into, because everyone's so busy. We've designed them to fit in.
And we're parents. So we get it. And the way in which we provide support too is very flexible based on your needs. So like Aston said, voice notes, or it can be one-to-one calls. Whatever works. For it's very personalized. And just making it as easy as possible, because we know that this work can be hard. We've actually gone through it, so we know that. But we just really want to make it as easy and as supporting as we possibly can. And we've loved having this time with you guys. Let us know what you think, and if you would like us to share any more of these, let us know. Based on the feedback we get, we will decide whether we do in the future or not. So
and if you want that support, that link will be down below the video.
If you want to know more, we will put the links below, or send us a message and we will send you the details.